Would you believe if I tell you that gilt mutual funds, which are a type of a debt mutual fund, which invests only and only in government securities, have delivered a return of about 14 to 15% in the last 1 year? When the FD rates have been going down from, let's say, about 8% to about 6% in the recent past, these gilt funds have actually come out and have given very good returns. Now, if you see some of the returns of these funds, you see funds like IDFC, DSP, SBI, and ICICI have given a return of about 14% and more. Now, isn't this surprising? But how did this happen? So, in this video, we will basically understand how gilt funds work, how do gilt funds generate returns, and whether one should invest into gilt funds now or not. Hello, this is Kishan Jakhotia from Reliable Wealth, and this video is part of the learning initiative from our desk. I would regularly keep doing such videos on current events, markets, and investment opportunities with an emphasis on learning and investing. To receive more such videos from our desk, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to receive notifications of all such videos that I would upload. Now let's go ahead and let's look at how gilt funds work. Gilt funds invest only in government securities. A large part of the investment goes into Government of India papers, but some part of the allocation can also go into state government bonds. Usually these funds invest into papers which have long maturities, but some part of the allocation can also come into short maturity papers. Now, gilt funds would buy and sell into these papers, and that's how they generate returns on their funds. Why does government have to issue gilt papers or government securities? Now, as we all know that Government of India always runs into deficit every year. So to meet their expenses, which can be infrastructure spending, salaries to the government employees, and many other expenditures, Government of India issues these papers. So gilt funds basically invest into these papers, maybe from primary market or even from secondary market. Usually the coupons of these papers are anywhere between 6 to 8 or 9% depending on the maturity of these papers. But knowing the fact that the coupons of these papers are low, how could gilt funds generate such high returns? Now, to understand how gilt funds can generate such high returns, we need to understand how debt markets or the bond markets function. The main funda of bond markets is that when the interest rates go down, the bond prices go up, and when the interest rates go up, the bond prices go down. So as you could see that the interest rates and the prices of the bond have an inverse relationship because they move in the opposite direction. Now, when I say that when the interest rates go down, the bond prices go up, you could have given a guess yourself that in the recent past, when the interest rates have fallen, the price of the bonds would have gone up, and that's the reason why gilt funds have given these type of returns. But why does it happen like this? So how does this all work? Let's understand this with an example here. So here I've shown two different scenarios. Scenario number one where the interest rates fall, and scenario number two where the interest rates rise, and what eventually happens in both of these scenarios. Now imagine in scenario number one where the interest rates fall, imagine that you yourself are an investor and today you are investing into a bond with a face value of rupees 10,000, and this bond pays you an interest of about 10%, which is 1,000 rupees every year over for the next 10 years. Now imagine a scenario that after 2 years from today, at that point in time, the interest rate in the economy falls to 8%. Now at that point in time, now imagine if there is a neighbor or a friend of yours who wants to invest into bonds, but he knows that the interest what he will receive is only 8%. So what he does, he comes to you and he tells you that since your bond is paying a coupon of 10%, I want to buy a bond. I want to buy your bond. Now, at that time, would you give this bond to that friend or a neighbor at 10,000 rupees face value itself? The answer is no, because at that point in time, for this new investor to earn 1,000 rupees at 8%, he would ideally have to invest 12,500 rupees and not 10,000. So, if you would sell this bond to your neighbor or a friend, you would only sell it at 12,500 and not 10,000. So, what had happened when the interest rates have fallen, the net effect is that the bond prices have risen. Now, similarly, if you go to scenario number two, when the interest rate rises, so let's say if today the interest rate is 6% and you've invested in a bond, and after 2 years, if the interest rates rise to about 7.5%, what will eventually happen is that at that point in time, if you have to go and sell your bond to somebody because you feel that that money can be reinvested at a higher interest rate, at that point in time you would not get 10,000 rupees on your bond. You would only get 8,000 rupees, because somebody who would want to buy this bond from you would know that your bond is only paying 6%, whereas he could invest somewhere else and he could get 7.5%. So at that point in time, the price of the bond is 8,000 rupees. So from this example, you could have understood that when the bond prices rises, it means that the interest rates have been falling, and when the bond prices fall, it means that the interest rates have been rising. So from the examples, one can understand why gilt funds have actually given such high returns. But is there a way by which one can understand whether the interest rates are moving up or whether the interest rates are moving down, so that one could decide and plan investing into such funds? Like for example, when it comes to equities, you know that there is this Nifty. When the Nifty goes down, you know that the returns from the shares are going to go down, and when the Nifty goes up, the returns from the shares are going to go up. So is there any such benchmark for debt markets which would give us a sense of where the interest rates are headed? Yes, there is a benchmark, and the benchmark is called 10-year G-Sec yield. Now, the 10-year G-Sec yield is a very, very important benchmark for Indian debt markets. This benchmark gives us a sense of where the interest rates are headed. It basically implies whether the interest rates are going to go up or going to go down. Now, let's look at the last 10-year chart of how the 10-year benchmark yield has moved. Now, when you see this particular chart, you could see that the 10-year G-Sec yield actually is an extremely volatile index. Between 2010 and 2020, the yields have actually gone up and gone down every 2-3 years once. And today in 2020, the yields are at the lowest end, which is less than 6%. So this basically explains to us that the 10-year G-Sec yield is an extremely volatile index. Now, to know whether the funds really deliver positive and negative returns when the yields fall and yields rise, let's look at this particular table. Now, here what I have done is I have taken 4 different scenarios. There are 2 scenarios where the yields have gone up, which means to say that the actual fund returns would be negative, and there are 2 scenarios where the yields have fallen, which should ideally say that the funds have given positive returns. Now, if you see instance 1 and instance 2, which is marked in red, the scenario 1 and 2, you could see that in as low as about 6 months time, the funds have actually given a negative return of anywhere between 6 to 10%. And scenario 3 and 4, which basically are marked in green, where the yields have fallen and the funds have actually given, the popular funds of the industry have actually given very highly positive returns. So from this, it becomes clear that as the yields fall, the funds give positive returns, and as the yields rise, the funds give negative returns. It also tells us 3 important things. One, that the gilt funds can be extremely volatile. Second, gilt funds can go negative. And third, gilt funds can give exceptional positive and negative returns in certain short periods of times as well. Before moving to the final part of the video, let's understand few more things about gilt funds. First, gilt funds are extremely safe because the underlying investments are sovereign guaranteed. Second, gilt funds going negative does not mean that the paper is defaulted. It is just that the price of the underlying paper has gone down in anticipation of the rise in the interest rate. Third, gilt funds can be extremely volatile, and in some cases they can be more volatile even than the equity markets. So conservative debt investors should try and avoid such type of funds. Fourth, higher the maturity of the underlying portfolio in a gilt fund, higher is the volatility. And fifth, gilt funds do not buy the underlying paper with an idea of holding it till maturity. Like most other debt mutual funds or equity funds, they actually buy and sell into these papers to earn returns. We now come to the final part of the video. Whether we should invest into gilt funds, the very clear answer is no. Understand the fact that gilt funds are extremely cyclical funds, and timing of investment becomes extremely critical to make returns in gilt funds. It has happened so many times in the past that investors have invested into such funds looking at the previous last 1 year returns, and they actually ended up making no returns when they exited after a 1 year's time period. Also understand the fact that the 10-year G-Sec yield today is at its lowest in the last 10 years. So technically, as an investor, you should be investing when the yields are higher, so that when the yields fall, you end up making returns. But today, when the yields are already so low, And when the yields actually start rising, you will end up making no returns. So from an investment point of view, gilt funds at this level would not make investment sense. In this video, I have tried to cover all the points with regards to gilt funds. If at all I have missed out any point, or if there is anything which you would want to know more about them, please mention about them in the comment section. You could also reach out to me on my mobile number or email ID given in the description below. Finally, if you have liked this video, I would request you to support us by sharing this video with your family and friends so that they also could understand more about investments and which could help them in taking investment decisions. Thank you and stay safe.